The events in this program are inspired by a true story. Names, dates, and details have been changed. Viewer discretion is advised. On this episode of Bizarre Murders, when nerdy Ned gets dumped, he hightails it back to his hometown.
Look, it's a belly button ring!
And licks his wounds with Singapore slings and strippers.
I think it's time we call it.
Let's call it a good time!
But when Ned gets cozy with the hottest dancer in the club,
Hell no.
trouble comes knocking.
Bingo.
Leading detectives to a body rotting in the parking lot of the local casino.
Oh, jeez. Oh, wow.
Laverne, Michigan, 2000. In a small town outside of Detroit, an employee of the casino and lounge, Michigan Casinos, notices a strange smell coming from the parking lot.
Oh, gee whiz, that's right.
Jerry, a longtime employee of the casino, tracks the scent to a fancy sports car. Unable to open the trunk, he calls the Laverne Sheriff's Department. Detective Pam Laurel arrives on the scene.
Unseasonably warm weather there, eh, Pammy?
That it is, Jerry.
And attempts to jimmy open the lock.
Thinking it might be a deer or something, seeing it's the end of deer season. Oh, jeez. Oh, wow.
But instead of a rotting deer carcass, Detective Laurel finds a body. And it's human.
Doesn't smell too nice there, does it?
The body has begun to decompose, and the face has been bludgeoned beyond recognition.
It's the middle of winter in the northeastern United States, so the killer probably thought the body would stay frozen, at least for another month or two, till they could figure out what to do with it. But if the weatherman can't predict the weather with certainty, a careless killer can't either.
No ID.
And a decaying corpse rotting away in a small, hot space
Oh, wow.
can be a dead giveaway that there's a new murder in town.
When Detective Laurel runs the license plate, she discovers the car belongs to a local man by the name of Ned. Ned is a socially awkward computer nerd who desperately wants to party with the cool kids. Up until a year ago, he was a happily married Silicon Valley tech whiz, until his wife of 5 years had an affair with the plumber and divorced him. Her wealthy family paid him loads of cash to get out of town. He returned to his childhood home, wealthy but emotionally distraught.
Excuse me. Hi.
Back home, Ned wallows in self-pity, trying to console himself with liquor and beautiful women.
Now, what's your name?
It's human nature to want to console yourself after you get dumped. I get it. You pick your poison, indulge a little, then get back on your feet. But when you hit rock bottom and stay there, you tend to make some pretty bad decisions, and those decisions can come back to haunt you in ways you never dreamed of.
Unable to track Ned after finding a dead body in the trunk of his car,
Pam?
Lauren, it's been a while.
Yeah, I'd say close to senior prom.
Detective Laurel brings his brother in for questioning.
How's Cheryl?
She's good. How's Wayne?
Good.
Lorne is the local pastor
We're looking for Ned.
and is well known for his good deeds in the community.
You know, after the divorce, Cheryl and we opened our hearts and our homes to Ned. Then he started hanging out with that rough crowd, you know. So Cheryl and I said, you gotta go.
Lorne admits that Ned has been going on benders since he returned home. And it's not uncommon for him to lose touch with his family for days or even weeks.
I hate to break it to you, Lauren, but we found a rotten body in the back of Ned's trunk.
Oh, did you now?
Yep. So, do you think he's capable of murder?
Detective Laurel is looking at two possibilities right now. Ned's either on a bender and has no idea where his car is, much less who's in his trunk, or he's gotten mixed up with some bad folks who've gotten him into a, shall we say, compromising position.
Detective Laurel shows Lorne a belly button ring found on the body in the trunk.
Oh, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. This is Ned's.
Huh.
Well, where'd you find this?
I can't say.
So Lorne's basically identified the body. Sure, we still need an autopsy to confirm, but 9 out of 10 times, if the belly button ring fits, see where I'm going? So now Detective Laurel has to figure out who would want to kill this geeky nouveau riche wannabe.
According to Lorne, Ned continued to party into the wee hours of the morning,
Lorne!
while Lorne continued to rescue him.
Awesome! What are you doing here?
You called me, Ned.
Right. Oh, look, it's a belly button ring!
Jeez, Ned. I think it's time we call it.
Let's call it a good time! Jesus. Get it? A good time!
Ned, wake up. Ned,
Ned starts hanging out with strippers regularly
here, drink this.
and proceeds to drink himself into oblivion night after night. Hoping to save his brother from eternal damnation, Lorne formulates a plan to get Ned into rehab and clean up his act.
What do you say we go down to Florida, just the two of us? Soak up some sun.
Lorne has been in touch with a rehab facility just outside of Disneyland and is hoping once they arrive, he can persuade Ned to check himself in.
Just us brothers, living at large.
Yeah, maybe we can check out some clubs on the way. Hmm?
Sure.
All right.
I'll book it.
Great. Well, let's have a drink to celebrate. Hmm?
Okay.
Later that day, Lorne sets to work planning their trip to Florida.
What's this? Dry and Mighty Rehab Facility. We use the Holy Spirits to help release your loved ones from their demons.
Brother, you need help.
You need help. You're brainwashed with all this religious crap. You think you're so much better than everybody else. Why don't you just have fun for once?
The last thing an addict wants when they're about to hit rock bottom is some do-gooder religious dude trying to save him. At least that's the way Ned's looking at it. But when you back a wild animal into a corner, someone tends to get hurt. So Lorne better watch his almighty ass.
Ned, it's Lorne. Call me. I said I was sorry.
Lorne tries for the next couple of days to get in touch with Ned, but Ned refuses to take his calls. A week after their fight, Lorne finally decides to confront Ned. But when he knocks on the door,
Da?
an unknown woman answers.
Is Ned home?
No, he went to Florida.
Who are you?
I'm Ned's friend. He wanted me to house sit for him while he's away.
He couldn't go on the trip. I have the tickets.
What? That doesn't make sense. I dropped him off at the airport.
Now officially investigating a homicide, Detective Laurel searches Ned's house.
Would you look at that?
She finds a small trace of blood on a cat statue.
Bingo.
Luminol reveals pools of blood that have been hastily cleaned up.
With that amount of blood at the scene of the crime, Detective Laurel knows that Ned was likely dead long before he made it into the trunk of his car. Now she's got to figure out who put him there and why.
It also reveals a handprint
Finding a handprint at a murder scene is like winning big at the roulette table. It is a good high. The killers essentially left a calling card, but Ned was hanging out with the underbelly of society in the form of drug dealers and strippers. So tracking down the perp is like looking for a belly button ring in a haystack. You know what I'm saying?
So, forensic testing confirms the blood belongs to Ned.
Detective Laurel brings Ned's mysterious new house sitter in for questioning. Her name is Karina.
We believe that you're the last person to see him alive, so I wanted to bring you in for some fingerprints.
But why?
Well, it's just a standard procedure. I just want to rule you out.
Okay. But, you know, I could never hurt Neddy.
This little doohickey here is for the fingerprints.
Karina tells Detective Laurel that after emigrating from Russia, she got a job dancing at the most popular strip club in town, the Pole Vault. She uses the cash she earned from stripping to put herself through school to become a mortician.
You've got beautiful hands.
Realizing Ned isn't one of the usual meatheads on Perv Row, Karina feels sorry for him and shares a drink.
You've got beautiful. You got beautiful.
Thankful for the attention, Ned buys her drinks all night.
So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Hello.
Soon, Ned is spending all of his money on Karina
How was your day?
It's been a good day. How was your day?
Very good. Shopping.
and invites her to live rent-free at his house.
I can stay?
Please.
Oh, Ned, you're the best. You're just the best.
Karina's a clever girl who saw Ned as an easy mark and set out to get him. She's been around the block once or twice, and she knows that vulnerable guys with loads of money and time on their hands are just looking for a pretty girl and lots of attention. A seasoned gold digger like Karina can deliver on that with one hand tied behind her back. Now, some people may call girls like Karina opportunists, but in my line of work, we call them something else: suspects.
When the fingerprint analysis comes in, the results are damning.
So, your fingerprints were found all over the crime scene.
But I live there.
They were found in Ned's blood. Give me your hand. What'd I tell you?
Боже, помоги мне. It wasn't me. But I know he did it.
Karina knows she's done for. The imprint of her palm is literally written in Ned's blood, but Karina's a hustler who could talk a dying man out of his last breath. So there's no telling what tale she'll tell.
Blood evidence puts Karina, a stripper at the pole vault, at the scene of Ned's murder.
What happened, Karina?
Unable to deny she was there, she dishes to Detective Laurel.
Любовь моя, this is my friend Vlad.
Vlad is a Russian gangster who loves to gamble. He's always had a taste for the finer things in life,
Hi.
but he'd rather use other people's money to get it.
This is my friend Neddy.
Good to meet you.
Karina admits that she and her boyfriend Vlad have been scamming Ned since he walked into the club.
In reality, Vlad's a Russian gangster wannabe who's hooked up with his stripper girlfriend to make an easy buck at other people's expense. He lives by the motto, why do the work when others will do it for you? We'll see how that works out for him.
Karina and Vlad keep their relationship a secret so that Karina can gain Ned's trust, steal his money,
I love you.
and ultimately fund their expensive gambling habit. Once they're alone, Karina puts their plan into action. The drug knocks Ned out for a good hour. Vlad steals his bank card. Karina gives him Ned's PIN number, and he withdraws money from Ned's account, while Karina deletes the bank alerts from his inbox. When Vlad returns, he puts Ned's bank cards in his wallet, and they continue partying. No one the wiser.
Place your bets.
Karina and Vlad begin to rely on their gift horse, regularly knocking Ned out,
Yeah, no more bets.
stealing his money, and using it to fuel their gambling binges.
Because Ned spends most of his waking hours drunk, he has no idea which end is up, much less how much money is left in his bank account. Whenever he looks at his balance, which is pretty much never at this point, he just assumes he's the one who made the withdrawals, which is exactly what Karina and Vlad want him to believe.
Karina thinks they've got it made in the shade. Until
Lapuchka, what's wrong?
I miss Lauren. I think I should go to rehab.
You don't have a problem.
I'm thinking you might be right, and I think I should go.
concerned they won't be able to rip Ned off if he gets sober, a panicked Karina calls Vlad.
We have a problem. He wants to go to rehab. What are we gonna do?
They decide to cash in one last time before Ned leaves for rehab.
He fell asleep before I could drag him. We'll have to wait. What are we gonna do?
Karina and Vlad have figured out a timeline that basically ensures they won't get caught. With the sleeping pill, they can guarantee Ned will be passed out for an hour, more than enough time to do the deed. But if Ned falls asleep on his own, that means he can wake up on his own, which messes up their foolproof plan.
Talk to me.
I'll deal with it.
And by foolproof, I mean haphazard and designed by fools.
Where is he?
In his bedroom.
But Vlad, unwilling to miss their final opportunity to scam Ned,
No. No.
goes full steam ahead.
Nazi para.
Stay here, котик.
Vlad plans to hit Ned over the head, knocking him out just long enough to rob him.
What are you doing?
Come back here! No!
I'll choke you!
What happened?
He woke up.
So you killed him?
So Vlad's brilliant plan of knocking Ned out for an hour pretty much went belly up. Now, instead of wondering where their next mark is coming from, they got to figure out how to get rid of a body. All you people out there who are thinking about this line of work, this is how dumb people become dumb killers.
If you tell anyone, you're gonna be the next one.
You clean this up, and I'll get him in the car.
Vlad has gone from gangsta wannabe to full-fledged murderer, and Karina is afraid he'll have no problem crossing the line again. This, my friends, is how you become an accessory after the fact. You may not have killed the dude or even wanted it to happen, but if you don't report it, you're going down just as hard as the perpetrator who did it.
Sure. She's lying.
I have nothing to do with Nerd dying. She gave him too many sleeping pills and he OD'd.
Huh.
In my experience, when you have two criminals looking down the barrel of a murder charge, you can usually count on them pointing the finger at each other. Call it self-preservation at all costs.
So you're saying you had nothing to do with Ned's death?
Конечно нет. Hell no.
You're gonna stick with that story then?
The autopsy report reveals that Ned died of blunt force trauma to the head, and there were no drugs found in his system.
I'm done talking.
Vlad looks like he just heard the words checkmate. But here's the problem. Detective Laurel's got two different stories from two unreliable witnesses. So what do you do when both of your suspects are pointing the finger at each other? Well, you follow the evidence, because it doesn't lie.
Looking for a break in the murder case of local tech whiz Ned, who was found dead in the trunk of his car, Detective Laurel reviews the CCTV footage of the parking garage at the casino.
Would you look at that?
It shows Karina and Vlad driving Ned's car into the parking lot. The footage also shows Karina and Vlad losing thousands at the roulette table and repeatedly withdrawing money from the casino's ATM.
Well, I'll be damned.
Ned's bank records show the withdrawals made from the casino ATM are from his checking account.
Detective Laurel can be pretty sure it's not Ned withdrawing his own money because he's dead as a doornail. She can also be pretty sure that Karina was a willing participant in this ruse because she's hanging out with Vlad, gambling and partying like it's 1999.
So, what'd you think there, Karina?
I had no choice. I only helped Vlad dispose the body. I swear on my life I did not kill him.
After cleaning up Ned's blood and accidentally leaving her palm print on the floor, they sneak Ned's body out of the house.
Hey, Ned. How you doing? Hi there. How's it going? Everything all right, Ned?
Yeah, all good.
We gotta go.
Come on.
Karina and Vlad think Ned's body will stay frozen until they can figure out where to hide it permanently.
More, honey. More. Just put more.
In the meantime, they party hard. Well, unbeknownst to them, poor old Ned is decomposing in the trunk.
Okay, more.
Money.
Unfortunately for these two winners, they didn't check the weather. So a sunny day in February turns out to be their downfall. Karma's a killer.
Nenia, fishu idiot. Ruki de my
Заткнись! What are you talking? Shut up! You should give him more pills.
It is all your fault.
Stupid woman. Come on, go away.
You are stupid.
You stupid?
You killed him with a bottle.
Wake up!
Karina and Vlad are both arrested. Vlad is sentenced to life in prison for murder, fraud, and robbery. Karina receives 25 years for accessory to murder, fraud, and robbery.
Karina and Vlad gambled big time and lost. They thought they could get away with using Ned and his money for the foreseeable future, but when he threatened to get sober, they saw their money train coming to an abrupt halt and they chose to keep it running at any cost. But by acting impulsively, they made a fatal mistake and crossed the line from common criminal to killer. They took the life of a lonely tech whiz whose only fault was drowning his sorrows to heal his broken heart. Karina and Vlad took advantage of the poor sap, but got busted by a bright, sunny day. There's a little bit of poetry in that, don't you think?